Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2024 KW Santa Claus Parade. Sean Ferfaro alongside Anandi Carol Woolery. We're going to be bringing you everything in the Kitchener-Waterloo Santa Claus Parade. Anandi, I'm excited for a number of different reasons. You and I have worked together for a number of years, but this is our first time on air. I'm excited.
This is our first Santa Claus Parade together.
I'm really excited for what we're going to see today. What are you excited? What are you looking most forward to today?
I love the classic Christmas characters from TV. I love Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I love the Grinch. So those are my two favorites I'm looking out for.
I'm excited for the parade classics. I like the marching bands. I like to hear the music. I love to see we've got kids down here already excited. The sidewalks are packing here. We're right on the border of Kitchener and Waterloo, and this encompasses our entire community. We are excited for this year's Santa Claus Parade, so let's get settled and let's get started. Well, as promised, here we go with the 2024 KW Santa Claus Parade. Sean Ferfaro alongside Anandi Carol Woolery. We are warm. We are ready to go. Anandi, are you excited?
I am super excited. Let's do this.
We are on the Kitchener-Waterloo border, as we mentioned. Right off the top, this route has moved from King Street to Weber Street a few years ago based on Ion construction. So first up here, we see the Food Bank of Waterloo Region with my favorite mascot name ever. This is Phil the Food Bag.
Nice. I love Phil the Food Bag. The Food Bank is the first organization of its kind in Ontario to providing emergency food, and there's such a large need for that now in our community with the food banks. The demand has really gone up, Sean.
Absolutely. Food insecurity is a huge issue around here, and the Food Bank does wonderful work. This is their 40th year. They were founded in 1984, and they're continuing to evolve to meet our community's needs so that nobody in Waterloo Region experiences hunger. You see the volunteers on the side collecting donations, whether they're monetary or food bank donations. The food bank continuing to do wonderful work here.
Even though there's some text to give options, and if there is no, you didn't bring a donation for the parade, of course, always the grocery store and the food bank itself is collecting those food and monetary donations.
Yeah, if you're so inclined, always make a donation wherever you can. You can see here they've got signs. Text parade to 30333 to give to the food bank. Up next, it's the EMS clothing collection. It's the Region of Waterloo Paramedic Services, new warm winter clothing for Sanguine Health Centre.
Love this. This is, we're looking for hats, mitts, warm clothing, all those donations to help those in the community to stay warm this winter.
Now you see our friend Glenn Pelche over there.
Where's Glenn?
Glenn
oh,
Pelche right there with the
him.
98.5 CKWR. Glenn now doing the morning show. You know, retired from our Rogers radio family.
These are fams,
yeah. And now he is with 98.5 CKWR. We were talking earlier about Sanguine Health Centre, Anandi, and you know they joined the parade this year. That community health van we just saw, it's a drop-in program on wheels, which includes handing out harm reduction supplies, food, hygiene, drinks, nursing support, social support, and providing jobs for people with lived experience.
I love that it's a van, Sean, because then it can get out to the community for those that are don't have access to transportation, right? We can go out. They can go out there and help those in the community directly.
All right, the KW Santa Claus Parade is continuing right now, and Andy, we've just seen some acrobatics out here on the motorcycle with Waterloo Regional Police Services.
He's having so much fun. He is smiling from ear to ear, just grinning, enjoying his motorcycle, and you can tell he loves his job, huh?
And also smiling, the kids on the side of lining Weber Street, loving to see these flashing lights coming by and police on motorcycles. I remember when I was a kid, it was always exciting when the police came by.
I love it too, and especially I don't know if we'll get fire engines today, but we'll keep an eye out. I love fire engines.
I'm hoping we do. So this is the traditional police escort right at the beginning of the parade. You see the 3 police vehicles going line in line. We had the Food Bank of Waterloo Region and Sanguine Health start us off, kind of like a preamble. It was our cold open, as you said.
Yes, that's right.
The trailer to the actual party that's about to happen, and the Santa Claus Parade has is now underway
It
here
is
in Waterloo.
underway. It is happening.
So once again, the Lions Club of Kitchener presents the 2024 Kitchener-Waterloo Santa Claus Parade. The Lions Club in Andy has been serving the community since 1937. Members are men and women from their 20s to their 80s. They've been running this parade since they took over from the JCs in the early 2000s.
Yeah, they've been here for a long, long time in this community and all over the world. Love the Lions Club. Yeah, they do great community work and have been part of this Santa Claus Parade for a long, long time.
We talked about Sanguine Health off the top. We mentioned the van, and here is the actual van that we were talking about.
Oh.
You were talking about the community health van and how great it is that it's mobile and it can offer Sanguine's health services.
Right. But I love that it's decorated so beautifully, and people have left messages and their signature on that. Messages of appreciation. You are loved.
The Sanguine supports Cambridge, Kitchener, and Waterloo. There are over 400 visits. Did you know this? Weekly to this van at 10 different locations.
That is absolutely amazing.
Right?
And all Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo, all of them. And here is our parade sign, officially the Santa Claus Parade, Lions Club of Kitchener.
On the sides, you see some youth in Christmas sweaters. If they were to all line up in order, they would spell Merry Christmas, but it's a great way going along the side, handing out some gifts to the children, lining the side. And here, I know you've been excited about this. We
Yes.
talked about this. Rudolph the reindeer kicks us off right up top.
I'm all ready for Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. Actually, I was doing a bit of Wikipedia searching, and Rudolph made for his first screen appearance in 1948. But he actually had his genesis as a coloring book for the Macy's department stores. And yeah, it is a classic for kids and adults alike.
Rudolph, one of my favorites from when I was younger. You see some members, this looks like members of the Lancers football team accompanying Rudolph down Weber Street here in the KW Santa Claus Parade. Conestoga Mall, right in front of Rudolph, sponsoring this Rudolph float. Conestoga Mall is here with their Christmas present to kick off the holiday season. They've been the title sponsor of this parade for years. Remember, at Conestoga Mall, you can visit Santa's Magical Fairy Garden at Center Court from November 16th to December 24th.
Wonderful.
Up next, we've got Lanark Village and Waterloo Heights. Why don't you tell us a bit about them, and Andy?
The Lanark Village and Waterloo Heights that's for seniors. These are seniors living properties that are owned by the SR Group. And both of these properties, they pride themselves on offering seniors a wonderful place to live. I just love what their mission is. They love to have the residents engaged. Isn't that beautiful, Sean?
Yeah, right on the side of this bus, you see it. We love our residents. There are 14 residents actually on that bus right now while staff walks the parade route. Up next, you see in the vehicle driven by Waterloo Truck Center from Forbes. We're right in front of Forbes.
That was Kathy Brothers.
Yeah, Kathy Brothers, the 2023 Citizen of the Year.
That's right. Kathy has over 50 years of experience in health and social services sectors. She has been big in healthcare in this region. She has given guidance and leadership governance to numerous organizations, both locally and nationally. Her reach is so wide.
So great to see Kathy in this parade. Up next, it's the Hallman Construction Silver Leaves Brass Band. I told you I was excited for the band, so let's have a listen. They're dreaming of a white Christmas in Andy. The Silver Leaves Brass Band presented by Holman Construction and Strasburger this year.
I love Christmas music, and the brass. I have YouTube playlists just based on brass alone. It's beautiful.
'Tis the season to enjoy some Christmas music. Up next, it is just past Oktoberfest season, so let's still celebrate Oktoberfest, even though we're going in to Christmas season with Hansel and Gretel.
Yes, they are presented. Heathwood Homes presents Hansel and Gretel with a gingerbread house coming on down there. And remember, Heathwood Homes is known for their integrity and their innovation. And come home to Heathwood Homes and Yeah, they had all those characters on there. Even a witch from the gingerbread house.
It wouldn't be a parade in Kitchener-Waterloo without seeing Lederhosen at some point.
That's right. This is the KW Santa Claus Parade, Kitchener-Waterloo.
I think, is this our Drayton Entertainment float here? Is that coming up a little later?
Well, let's take a look.
I think this is our Drayton Entertainment float, yes. The Youth Academy for Technical Arts in Waterloo. Year-round weekly classes. Happiest of holidays from Drayton Entertainment.
Yeah, they do good work with our youth. I know some personally that have gone through that program, and I have seen the growth and the confidence. Is that my friend? Is that my friend?
There he is. I know you've been waiting for him. I'm going to let you take it from here.
Oh my gosh, I love the Grinch. Of course, the Grinch came up first in the as a Dr. Seuss character created by Dr. Seuss. So you would have met him when you were a kid. And of course, he has made it to the big screen. Hello there, voiced by Boris Karloff and as well by Jim Carrey. Always going off there to make some new friends. Maybe his heart is like 3 times its size. It's grown.
You know, traditionally, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch, but not at the KW Santa Claus Parade. This is a very happy Grinch walking the streets of Weber. And this is the Youth Academy that we talked about here. And
yes.
You see all the amazing work that the Drayton Entertainment Youth Academy does in this community. Look at the smiles on these kids' faces.
So was the Grinch pranking? Did he like crash them maybe?
I think so.
Yeah. He's just being Grinchy. Right. Yeah. There you go.
So the Drayton Youth Academy, this is wonderful here. Up next, this looks like Miller Waste Systems. Miller Waste Systems has over 50 years experience in waste management, 30 locations across Ontario, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, and New Brunswick.
Lovely. And our float here, coming on up in our float, is going to be the good old Christmas spirit through the windows of another gingerbread house. This is a magical gingerbread house. And Miller Waste wants to express world peace, health, and happiness, and also represent the strong unity in the community. They are rocking. All right.
And nothing says Merry Christmas like a little John Cougar Mellencamp.
That's right.
Well, maybe it's John Cougar or maybe it's John Mellencamp. He went through 3 different iterations of his name.
That's right.
What a great float there. All right, we've got Miller Waste Systems and the White Owl Group. And up next, we have another marching band coming up just down the road. I wonder what we're going to hear from this band. This is the Spartans Marching Band coming up right now. I think they're just coming into our screen, so we'll sit back and have a listen.
Enjoy.
I love these outfits, the purple and gold here.
I was going to say the same thing. They are smart and shiny.
This is the Centennial Spartans Marching Band. So great to see them here.
La, 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 la.
Deck the halls on Weber Street. Up next, Global Pet Foods. They're located across Canada, locally owned in each community. There are 3 KW locations to serve you, and they specialize in a wide selection for natural and holistic pet food, treats, and supplements, in addition to toys and obviously other essential pet products.
Lovely. Do you have any fur babies, Sean?
I do. We have a rescue at home named Hawkins. She's lovely, and we love having her as part of our family. It's just incredible having her.
I don't have fur babies. I have scale babies. I've got fish.
Well, Global Pet Foods can help you out whether you've got a fur baby or a scale baby, and I love that their vehicle has some dog ears off the side.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, that's cute.
Up next, Premier Fencing, proud to have served our valued customers in Kitchener-Waterloo for over 100 years, branching out from Boyer Fence and Deck as an established contractor specializing in residential and commercial sectors.
That's right.
And that is not a prison, that is just a beautifully built fence.
It's a beautiful backyard and a beautiful deck, a beautiful fence.
From Premier Fencing.
All right. And this, what do we have here?
This is Family and Children's Services Foundation.
Wow, such good work that they do. Since 1991, FACS, Family and Children's Services of Waterloo Region, has provided non-government funded early intervention, prevention programs that promote safety and well-being of children, youth, and families. Check this float out. Isn't that beautiful, Sean?
This is great to see the spirit of Christmas alive and well on this float. Some great artwork on the side. Lots of people coming. There's a dog walking. You gotta love when there's a dog walking in the parade as well.
We got some characters keeping the rear. We got some extra Grinches. Lovely.
This is great. You can never get enough Grinch, right?
And speaking of fruit, there's a puppy in the parade as well at the back of the float. Very nice.
This is great. All right, coming up here. Yeah, another dog coming here as well. City of Kitchener walking along here. Do we have the mayor coming? There he is.
There he is.
The mayor's got some Grinch hands on. Kitchener Mayor Barry Verbanovic in the City of Kitchener. Now, I recently was on a flight, mentioned it, going to Italy on my delayed honeymoon. I ran into Mayor Verbanovic in the airport.
He was on his way to Europe, I guess.
He
had a trip, yeah.
He is joined, look at that on his right, the voice of the Kitchener Rangers and your friendly neighborhood Schneiderman, Ward 2 Councillor Dave Schneider, alongside Barry Verbanovic. Dave, actually, I just want to drop this in. I mentioned Glenn Pelche off the top. Well, Glenn was a reference on my very first resume when I was 13. Dave Schneider was also a reference almost 40 years ago.
Right. And we have a Service Master Restore service. They have been in our area for many, many years to provide restoration services. They're committed to the highest quality workmanship and service to their customer. When you're in trouble, they're there, and they're just so caring, not just they're there to help you, in these traumatic times of flood and other accidents.
Service Master does great work. I used to work in the heating and air conditioning
Oh,
business, and we did a lot of work
Yeah.
with Service Master, helping people that are going through terrible times with floods and other issues in their house.
Absolutely.
Okay, here it is. We talk about this every year.
We do.
Internationally famous, presented by Forward and by Veckel. This is Dewey the Lion. To producer David Aguirre, please, for obvious reasons, only shoot Dewey from the front.
From the front, please. That is correct. This is for this is a family show, and here is Dewey the Lion, internationally famous Dewey the Lion, from Kitchener-Waterloo Santa Claus Parade Lions Club mascot.
Made famous on the Ellen DeGeneres show for that photo from the back, if you will. But Dewey the Lion always makes a wonderful appearance here, and we are thrilled to see him back for another year in the KW Santa Claus Parade. That'll take us to our next float. This is the KW Gymnastics Club.
I look forward to this. When you said, what are you looking forward to? I look forward to these very talented young people. They are doing their things right here on Weber Street and showing us their skills, that they've learned through the KW Gymnastics Club. 3,000 athletes go through that club. It's not amazing, Sean?
And these athletes, if you could tell them you can do a front walkover on Weber Street on Saturday morning, they're all going to jump at the chance. And here they are. They have a commitment to excellence and safety and a first-class training facility for all of their participants. KW Gymnastics Club, we love having them here in this community located on Victoria Road between Fisher Hallman and Westmount.
Here they come. More flips. Let's do it. Absolutely. Oh, that is just so beautiful.
You can see the size of this gymnastics community, right? This is you don't expect it to be you expect it to be a handful, and we just have more and more kids. I love the participation.
It's beautiful. Coming up, we have the Waterloo Region Minor Football Association. What are they all about there? Oh, and I'm just looking at the float coming down. They got. Okay, I'm not a sport. You're the sports guy.
I'm
Sean.
the sports guy.
Are they called gridirons? Okay, you take this part over for me.
Okay, I'll take it. First up, I want to acknowledge BDO Canada is a parade sponsor. We saw that banner going by, the sloth carrying it right there. And this is the Waterloo Junior Warriors football program. Now, Junior Warriors is a massive program here with different age levels. They aspire to provide youth with quality, positive team experience that fosters a love of the game of football. You recently on your show, Andy, just did a story on Lucas Ferfaro, who celebrated his 500th game announcing. Well, I'll tell you, about 40 of those games this year were Waterloo Junior Warrior football. He's the voice of Junior Warriors. So if you go to Warrior Field on a Saturday in the summer, you're going to see an under 10 game and an under 12 game, a 14,
Wow.
a 16. And they strive to give these kids a professional game day experience. And that's what you'll get when you go out there.
Look at the energy right here. It's absolutely amazing. So engaged, and they're ready to get at them.
Right, fostering the love of football at such a young age. I see some of the coaches walking behind. This is just spectacular to see in this community.
This is still my hair, black and
yeah,
gold.
black and gold,
Black and
right?
gold.
Junior Warriors. I love that the Waterloo Warriors have partnered with Waterloo Minor Football to brand all the junior teams as the Waterloo Minor Warriors.
All right. And we have here a Swan truck, and this is for the Waterloo Knights of Columbus, I believe, Sean, because I see it's all about new toys for needy kids, and it's a toy drive. So once again, the Knights of Columbus and Waterloo Fire collecting toys for kids in need in our community. Yeah, amazing job so far.
Sure, Swan Dust Control leading in, and then we've got obviously the Knights of Columbus float coming right after. We've got some members actually on the sidelines here of the KW Siskins going along accepting donations as well. It's great to see our GOJHL team, the KW Siskins, working the sidelines here as well. And there's another touch of Rudolph. That's the Toys for Needy Kids annual toy drive sponsored by Rogers TV. You see that right on the top right there.
And a little shout out to Morty's Pub. I thought that was cute.
Absolutely. This is the largest toy drive in southwestern Ontario to date. Are you ready for this? They have collected and distributed more than $6 million in gifts and donations.
Thank you, Knights of Columbus.
Yeah, Morty's Pub, Rogers TV, and then the Swan Dust Control truck starting off the Knights of Columbus toy drive and closing it on the other end.
Sean, to the far right of our screen, I know it's not on the parade route, but I think the Grinch is selling cotton candy on the side. I'm just going to point that out. Just an observation. Yeah, who we have here?
This is still part of the New Toys for Needy Kids drive, but you said you wanted to see some firefighters today. Well, we've got some firefighters here. We've got a fire engine coming up.
Fire engine, that's what I'm here for. This is why I came.
Yes, and then we've got the Dalmatians on the side. We've got a full fire theme going on right now. And Nandy, here comes your fire engine.
Excellent. So these are our first responders and our firefighters, and they are helping with the toy collection for the Knights of Columbus, and part of that effort's there. And here comes the fire truck. That's amazing. I believe our Story of Region this week as well had a story on antique, and I shouldn't say antique, right? Vintage fire trucks actually this week. Check that out on Rogers TV. Hello.
Here we go. Smiles on the faces of everybody as anytime any of the emergency services come through. The operator dropping a little siren for everybody.
That's right. Oh, Merry Christmas.
And Nandy, have you ever had the opportunity to be in a Santa Claus parade?
No, not yet. I think that's going to be on my bucket list, Sean.
I did it when I was in high school. I worked at the radio. Oh, you're right. Look at this. Grinch selling candy floss right in front.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity when I worked for the radio station in Guelph to ride on their float. That was about 35 years ago.
That would have been amazing. And we have other emergency vehicles bringing at the rear of the fire truck. All of these vehicles play an important part in community safety.
Waterloo Fire and Rescue with a great presence here. I'm hoping the Grinch is actually giving the candy floss away as opposed to selling it.
Dream on, Sean.
But he is the Grinch after all, so I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah.
Up next here, we have members of our Rogers radio family. We've got members of 96.7 Chime FM. I mentioned Glenn Pelche off the top. When Chime was 570, that's where I first worked. So many years ago, 38 years ago, my first job in media. Now, you love Christmas music. 96.7, all Christmas music from now until Christmas.
I'm on there. I get their daily emails. I got Chime's daily emails, and they said this morning, was it sometime this week? This morning, probably right after Remembrance Day, Christmas music starts. And I thought, yes, they've defrosted Mariah Carey. Let's do it. All I want for Christmas of you. I do love Christmas music.
And if you're not looking for all Christmas music all the time, and I hope you are, But if you're not and you want something that's non-Christmas music, head on over to 106.7 Country. You've got so many options for local radio here. You've got talk on News Radio 570. You've got 96.7, 106.7 Country, all one family, all one building.
They're located on the boardwalk in Waterloo. Oh,
And then you hear that horn. That's KW Towing with an impressive truck in this year's KW Santa Claus Parade.
it is a beauty, isn't it? The lights are flashing. The paint job is absolutely gorgeous. I love blue. I mean, I know red and green are Christmas colors,
Well,
but the blue is very smart.
That beautiful turquoise on the side, I mean, anyone who watches our Kitchener Rangers broadcast knows that I love color, but that blue specifically, I got married in a suit that color.
Oh, yeah?
I wore a turquoise suit to my wedding, so I am a big fan of this branding
All
for
right,
KW Towing.
high five. We're giving each other high
High
fives here in the
fives.
truck. Yeah,
High fives
love
in
it,
the truck.
love it. And the other smaller towing truck here has some mascots. There's a snowman saying hi, an inflatable, hello, Merry Christmas, and some snowflakes to
Up next.
bring the spirit.
Up next, we've got Scouts Canada. This is one of Canada's largest youth organizations, 20,000 volunteers serving over 60,000 youth across Canada. For more than 100 years, Scouts Canada has brought a world of adventure, outdoor experience, friendship, and fun to Canadian youth.
I have such great memories of Scouts. I actually was a Scout back in Trinidad and Tobago. We had Sea Scouts. And do you know, last week somebody sent me a picture from the archives of, I think I was like 16 years old, of us doing a Sea Scouts event. It's a great organization, skills, community, friendships.
That's incredible. I was never a Scout when I was younger, but I always wanted to be. I was so envious of my friends who were in the Scouts programs, and I have so many friends and family that have had their youngsters in it, and the life skills it teaches them is just incredible.
Those are my marching band days too. I was in the Scout band, yep.
How you've been in Scouts, you've been in marching bands, but you've never been in a parade.
I know, how is that possible? We must rectify.
David, next year we need a float, and Andy and I will host from a float. All right?
And coming up, we have a Rona.
Oh, this is still KW
Towing,
Towing,
still
I think.
KW Towing. They have brought out their fleet here, it looks like. And we have some more. Is that hot chocolate? Hot chocolate, candy cane.
This is actually more Scouts Canada. This is the Scouts
Oh.
Canada float. So we have the Scouts Canada walkers and the Scouts Canada float, and that gives you an idea just of how big this program is, as we talked about.
It is a family effort. We're seeing all ages. Beautiful.
And here's Rona.
There is Rona.
Rona with a beautiful float here, with a very large Seco paint inflatable can, and some great Christmas characters, including Olaf
I
on the
see
side.
Olaf and a penguin, and Santa's in his Rona barrel. I suppose if if the sleigh needs a helping hand, you can also use a barrel as well, a real barrel. And it's Rona Plus now, I believe, yeah?
Rona Plus, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mistake. And once the branding changed, I got confused. But they're celebrating 85 years up in this community, and it's funny because we just had 96.7 and 106.7 Country, and then Rona's right across the parking lot from them. I wonder if they carpooled on the way down from the boardwalk.
That would have been pretty smart. Yeah. That is a lot of fun.
I see a flash of green up here. I know this is our green party coming up. We've got Mike Morris and Ashlyn Clancy. Now, I know that Mike Morris, who is our representative from the Green Party, this is a dance partner of yours, I understand?
Yes, he is. On occasion, Mike is wonderful. He is a supporter of many community organizations. I'm involved with the Caribbean Association of Waterloo Region, and he is so supportive of our events. And there's Ashlyn saying hi. Ashlyn saying hi to the
Ashlyn's
crowds.
on our near side, Mike's on the far side.
Mike's on the far side. And anyway, Mike, we needed to entertain the crowds, and I just grabbed Mike from the crowd, and we did a dance at our Black History Month this year.
Mike is a wonderful man. I just worked with him at UW Convocation. Ashlyn Clancy, when she was running, I worked on her campaign events, so it's great to see them representing the community here. Here we go, Vista Hills Percussion. Let's sit back and listen. Vista Hills Percussion.
I love that. We got a bit of a treat there with the drum corps doing some solos. I love it.
And up here, this is the Kitchener Firefighters Honor Guard.
Oh, look at that.
This consists of active and retired firefighters.
We've got access, including a bagpipe player as well.
I love an honor guard. I see it a lot actually working convocation with a lot of our sporting events that we do. We just had a beautiful Remembrance Day ceremony recently at the Kitchener Rangers game. And you were just talking about a story on vintage fire trucks, and here we have one right here.
This photo here. I was going to say about the honor guards. My son was with the ceremonial guard in Ottawa for a summer. So like son, like mother, we both did marching bands. This is beautiful. Another fire truck, lovely. So we've got the vintage right next to the modern.
And on your
beautiful.
On your shot, you can pretty much see the evolution of fire trucks, right? You see from A to B if you go left to right. And while we have a pause here, Andy, I'll mention on this wide shot, you can kind of see the backdrop on Weaver Street. You see the Remax building on the far right. That's technically in Waterloo.
Yes.
But just to the right of that, at the edge of that building, that's Kitchener.
That's
so
right.
You can literally see Waterloo and Kitchener together in this wide shot at this section of Weaver Street.
And where we're sitting from the truck as well, we can see it so clearly, right? Right beyond the Remax balloon is Kitchener, the hinterlands of Kitchener.
Yes. So, and we talked about this a little earlier, the fact that this parade was moved off of King Street where it was for so many years because of the iron construction. Personally, I actually like Weaver Street much more as a venue for this. I think it's more conducive to having people on the sides and not feeling as rushed and crowded. I love it on Weaver Street.
Weaver Street is a lovely wide street. There was some construction, a redo of Weaver Street many years ago, and it's just beautiful and the perfect location route for a parade.
And this starts off on Frederick Street, I believe, and ends just down at Bridgeport over here. So at our broadcast position, we are right near the end portion of it. So the final stages of the 2024 KW Santa Claus Parade. Once again, Sean Ferfaro here alongside Anandi Carol Woolery, along with our amazing crew, including our producer, David Aguirre.
That's right. David is doing the heavy lifting here in the cold with the camera and other things.
And I've done a number of these parades. There have been some very cold parades. We're fortunate this isn't as cold as we've had in previous years, but you and I are certainly keeping warm in the truck here while we watch this beautiful KW Santa Claus Parade presented by the Lions Club.
That's right. And our float next is the Edge Electrical. They are a parade sponsor, and take a look at this truck. This is the Edge Electrical truck, and they're back with us in the parade again this year.
They're a longtime supporter of this parade. Their staff and family come out and have a great time in the parade every year. Great to see them back as a sponsor, as you said.
Yeah. And we got our characters, Snowman and Santa. Hi, guys.
And following up Edge, I believe I can see the truck right there. This is the waste management portion of the parade. Tell us a bit about waste management, Amanda.
Oh yeah, waste management, WM, you know that logo. It's a leading provider of comprehensive waste management environmental services, and they partner with customers, communities, and they're managing and reducing waste. So of course, you know these trucks, they are collecting, and as well they will take it away and make sure that there's proper disposal, recovering valuable resources, and creating clean energy as well. So glad to see them in those initiatives.
And I think that's the important part of it. I mean, it used to just be, when you were a kid, the garbage was just the garbage. The fact that Waste Management is a company that takes these resources, as you said, and is working to create clean, renewable energy, I think that's just a huge part of what they do in this community.
And they got the wreath. It's beautiful. They're all ready for Christmas, huh?
Yep. All right, let's see some more of our media family. Here we go. The Chorus radio stations are up next. This is 91.5 The Beat, which is KW's #1 hit music station. It's got the Scott and Kat Show, weekday mornings, and The Hangout with Joey, weekday afternoons.
And 107.5 Dave Rocks is KW's rock station. And there's the Morning Buzz weekday mornings, and the Drive Home with Simon on weekday afternoons.
And there's just so many great stations in this region.
And we're all family. I mean, we might say they're Chorus, we're Rogers, but no, we're all media, we're all radio. We are a big family.
We all have friends at different media outlets, right? you and I have worked with Rogers for a number of years, but as you said, we see. I'm at an event on Tuesday, downtown Front Street, a production, a TV production with a different company, and it's spectacular to see.
Array Construction. Oh, what is this here? What is Array Construction? They are
It's a contracting
services, and I see Christmas tree giveaway. They have their Instagram as well, and the gingerbread man is giving out some Christmas cheer for them.
There's a QR code on the side, and if you want more information on Array Contracting Services, you can email info@arraycontracting.com. Bucky the Beaver is up next. Paul Davis Systems presents Bucky the Beaver back again this year, and Andy.
Back again? Well, you have to give me some history on Bucky the Beaver. Why do I not know Bucky?
Well, take a look at him. I mean, this is not anything that's going international on the Ellen DeGeneres show, but this is a beautiful inflatable float that comes every year here in the KW Santa Claus Parade, and it's sponsored by Paul Davis Systems. They always put their customers first with a fast professional response to mitigate damage in emergencies and to restore buildings and belongings.
Oh my gosh, it's a giant guy. A bit of Canadiana here on our parade route. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Beaver. Bucky, Merry Christmas, Bucky.
Nothing more Canadian than throwing a beaver float in your parade, right?
That's right.
Looks like the City of Waterloo is coming up next.
City of Waterloo. So we'll be keeping an eye out for the mayor, and the council members will be on the float. Let me see if
Our script says the mayor is going to be there, but I don't see Mayor McCabe up there yet. We'll have to see as the float gets a little closer.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like something she would miss.
Oh, she as well. I have to say we're very lucky in this. Oh, she's on the side. I don't have to. Yeah, she is actually. You can see on the screen there. She is there with our constituents, just saying hello and
certainly
share.
finish that thought, because we are lucky with our representatives in the mayor's chairs here.
Yes, I did. It's like I saw Mayor McCabe, and I'm like, squirrel. No,
Yeah.
Yeah, she. It's who else do we have
Dressed
here?
as Santa
Oh,
there.
there's Hans Roach was on the float as well, taking up the front position there, and she's giving out candy as well. Oh, that's nice, Mayor McCabe.
Where else are you going to find your mayor dressed in a Santa suit, handing out candy at the side of the Santa Claus Parade? I love it. Up next, this is the Optimist Alumni Drum and Bugle Corps. They're coming up on a float here. We are excited to see this again. I think as they approach, I'll stop talking and we'll just listen in. So Schlegel presents the Optimist Alumni. They're sounding great, and the immortal words of Christopher Walken, we could use a little more cowbell.
I think so. I'm catching some cowbell. So we got the drum corps doing their thing on the float.
Look at these great costumes right here. This is Bond Maple Wolf right here. Some wonderful themed costumes. I actually just emceed Kitchener Comic-Con, so I saw a lot of amazing costumes.
Oh, they're all like wolves and foxes.
Yeah,
Super cool.
It's great to see the effort that goes into these. I know a lot of pride goes into costumes like this. This is spectacular to see. We see a Santa-themed one on the side here. This is wonderful.
This is great. I would do this in a parade. That looks so nice and cozy, those costumes.
I mean, when you're talking about how cold it is, you're definitely staying warm in these costumes.
This is a lot of fun. I'm seeing some new things I have not seen before, Sean. This is a lot of fun.
You're right, isn't it great? Like, instead of seeing the same things over and over, which is fine. I mean, when you and I talked about what we were excited about, those are the traditional things. But it's nice to have things evolve a little bit over time and have things a little bit different, just a little bit of an edge. I like it.
I like it. And here's a wolf here giving out his Christmas cheer as well. He's got a canteen.
Looks like he's got a canteen of maple syrup. That looks like maple syrup.
I think that's maple syrup. That's right. You got to keep your energy up.
Well, we've seen police, we've seen fire, so up next, it's Region of Waterloo paramedics.
Here they comes. Again, these are our first responders to keep us safe. Coming up is in an ambulance, and they're to get you as soon as possible to those medical personnel and help you on the way as well in those medical emergencies.
And I know, not to repeat exactly what you just said, but you can't overstate the importance of the first responders in this community.
Life-saving.
Absolutely. And I don't think we acknowledge them enough. I don't think we thank them enough. They're our friends.
And they're our first responders.
You might know them, but they are a huge part of what keeps everybody safe in this community. And to kind of tie it together, you mentioned how much I work in sports. Well, at sports, there's generally security and police officers and paramedics, and sometimes there's fire response when there's an emergency. You get to know some people throughout that, and it's pretty rewarding to get to know the people behind the badges and the uniforms.
Yeah. And being able to quick thinking and skill all together when it matters the most.
Yeah. And speaking of help, up next, this next portion of the parade, this is entitled The Grassroots Response to the Ukrainian Crisis. It supports displaced Ukrainians by providing safe housing, comprehensive support services, and community integration.
Their mission is to foster resilience, independence, and inclusion for all individuals that are affected by this conflict and ensuring equitable access to resources and opportunities. A beautiful truck here in the Ukraine colors, yellow and blue. And some of our walkers here as well, our parade walkers. Parade walkers are wearing traditional Ukraine national wear and with the flower headdresses. I love that.
I wonder, you talked about your Trinidad and Tobago heritage. I'm Italian, obviously. Our friend Dan Polischuk, who works on our Kitchener Rangers broadcast, he is Ukrainian, so I remember this. He and I have talked at length about this conflict and how it's affected him and his family, so it's nice to see such a wonderful local response.
Exactly.
Up next, this is the St. Mary's High School RAK Club.
What's RAK, Sean?
Well, RAK is incredible. It stands for Random Acts of Kindness. And the fact that St. Mary's High School has a Random Act of Kindness club, they are spreading holiday cheer. I love it.
Holiday, you are loved. Merry Christmas from St. Mary's Kindness. And a gingerbread man coming up around. Lots of characters, snowman, Christmas trees. Beautiful.
If there's anyone out there that wants to say no to a random act of kindness, I will get you your Grinch costume tomorrow, because everybody loves a good random act of kindness.
Of course. You go and do that today. Make sure you perform your random act of kindness. It can be anything, huh? Opening a door for someone.
Absolutely.
Anything big, anything small, do that random act of kindness and spread joy.
The smallest act of kindness can just be a smile. You know, when you walk by someone, you smile, they smile, it becomes contagious. Mm-hmm. The University of Waterloo Warriors Band is up here.
Warriors.
We've got some Penguins leading the band. Here we go. I am a proud University of Waterloo alumnus. Let's listen in to the Warriors Marching Band. I remember when I was a student at Waterloo and basketball was very big, the Naismith Classic every year. The UW marching band would be there and they would do the anthem and they would taunt the opposition. This marching band has been going for well over 40 years.
That's right. What faculty were you, Sean?
I was an English lit graduate from St. Jerome's University.
Nice. Be math, be proud for me, myself.
What year were you?
2002.
95 for me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And now, you know, outside of our Rogers, we both, you know, kind of work with Convocation now and back home in Waterloo.
That's right, back to our old stomping grounds.
There's Buddy the Elf. What's your favorite color? Here we go. This is Able Pest Control, a nationwide family-owned and operated pest control company. This is their 100th year in business, keeping mice from eating your Christmas cookies and the creepy crawlies out of the Christmas
And the
pudding.
raccoons are pulling Santa's sleigh, so there you go. We're putting those raccoons to good use.
On Dasher, on Dancer, and on 3 raccoons, and it looks like a small fox up there
And a
as well.
fox there, yeah, yeah.
Able Pest Control, great to see them in this year's Santa Claus Parade. Up next, this is Huron Creek Developments.
And I see that we have a house, a tiny house or a tiny model home coming on a float here. So they are home builders.
Yeah, they're building dreams in our community is their tagline, and here we are, Huron Creek. It's, you know, when you think about that section of town, and Andy of KW, it's just expanding so big out there. There's a new Longo's coming in. All the Schlegel fields out there are. It's just, you get out there and it seems like you're in a different community sometimes.
I know what was cornfields, and
right?
yeah, it's growing, and it's really filling a need for homes in our community.
Yeah, we've now entered the portion of the broadcast where we're like, well, I remember these old days.
That's right. It's when you get grads from '95 and 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
That's what
oldies.
happens. It's the
Yeah.
cost. Thanks to Huron Creek Developments for being in this year's Santa Claus Parade. And up next, I know a bit about these guys. This is Thunderstorm Productions.
Them. They are a longtime supporter of the KW Santa Claus Parade as well. And tell me what you know about them, Sean.
Well, Thunderstorm Productions, it's a DJ services with special events, fun foods. Eric has his drink wagon right there. Eric is a wonderful guy. I've worked with him before. You see him driving that Thunderstorm Productions van. I actually worked with Eric during COVID when high schools were not doing convocations or graduations. I was doing private graduation ceremonies. I offered to go for free to streets and schoolyards if you wanted to have a graduation ceremony for a group of kids, and Eric would be there as well, providing music and refreshments. So we were having socially distanced convocation ceremonies where you could have someone still read your name and receive a scroll.
Oh, that is amazing. It's so important to celebrate these milestones, isn't it?
Yeah, and Eric, I see Eric everywhere around town, and he's just, the Thunderstorm Productions is just a wonderful, wonderful part of this community.
Do we have...
This is Active Towing.
Active Towing, that's right.
Another tow truck, and then we've got a Panda coming after that. We'll see that in a minute.
Yeah, the Panda is on the right side of your screen there, of your TV set there. I said
Okay.
TV set. I just showed my age, Sean. I just said TV set. However you're watching, TV, streaming, enjoy.
This is a brand new float. This is a brand new inflatable. This is Lynx Security Services, Lynx Security Service rather, presenting Bamboo the Panda. You see it on the right side right now. Bamboo is about to come a little more center for us. This is the Lions Club new Panda Bamboo. We've seen Bucky, we've seen Dewey, we've seen Rudolph. This is Bamboo the Panda. Now, I want to clarify that that panda is eating a piece of bamboo.
It's bamboo. It's bamboo.
That is bamboo. Whatever that looks like to you, that panda is eating a piece of bamboo.
That's right. Bamboo, and it's great for pandas because pandas are hungry bears, and the bamboo is actually a grass, and it's very fast growing, so it's a great source of food for real pandas in the wild, and even for our mascots here on the parade, enjoying a little bit of juicy bamboo.
These inflatables are always, always wonderful every year, and I think we've got one more, at least one more after this, but this is Bamboo, B-A-M-B-U, Bamboo the Panda.
Right, and you know, I'm seeing here in our notes here that riding in this car is the winner, and one of these floats there is the winner of the naming contest for the Panda Inflatable. So the youth who named Bamboo is a 10-year-old.
10 years old. I remember, naming contests are super fun. So this is great. Bamboo the Panda with that piece of bamboo. The newest addition to the inflatable family.
Here we go. So they actually coming up in the Forbes truck. Thank you so much.
Oh, here's your
Forbes
name
Motors.
winner, yes.
There is the name winner. Lovely. And we have some cute signs here on sticks here with the panda. Hello, panda. I love this edition as well, and I think it shows the diversity of our region as well. Pandas coming from China, native to China, right?
I agree. Wonderful to see, wonderful to see. So we talked about the evolution, right? You need some tradition and you need a little bit of evolution, and that's what we're doing right here. This is Performance Carts and Trailers of New Dundee. They customize, service, and repair, and they're a retailer of Club Car and Easy Go golf carts in New Dundee, and they're soon to be opening their new location near Woodstock.
In Woodstock, very, very interesting. Now, performance carts, so you would be using these in golf courses, and then I've seen them in other situations where you just need quick transportation between within a private property,
yeah, sometimes
right?
a retirement community, sometimes a summer community. There's a campground near Port Colborne that everyone gets around with golf carts on from their cottages. So nice to see.
And here's their big trailer here to bring them back and forth. That is a lovely trailer.
Performance Carts and Trailers. We are nearing the end stages of the 2024 KW Santa Claus Parade presented by the Lions Club, but we said there was at least one more inflatable, and here he is, Frosty the Snowman.
Presented by BLM Transportation.
I have to think this would be one of the toughest jobs in the parade, holding the inflatable down here and walking in unison together.
Oh yes, that's right. That is all. This reminds me of the big ones that we get in New York with Macy's, right?
Yeah.
The Macy's parade. Yeah. And Frosty was made famous in the Bass Rankin cartoons. I think many generations have had the chance to enjoy that story of Frosty.
One of my favorites when I was young, the Frosty the Snowman. Happy birthday, he would come at the beginning of those Bass Rankin cartoons.
That's right. Happy birthday.
All right, here we are. This is the new ride. Santa's new ride sponsor is BMO. A big thank you to BMO sponsored Santa's new ride. What does Santa's new ride mean? Well, we're just around the corner from seeing the big man himself. He's got a new sled this year in Andy.
That's right. Santa has got a new slide. I was going to say new wheels, but it's a sleigh, so it's not going to have wheels, right? New runners instead of new wheels. Yeah, Santa, what do we have here?
And Conestoga Skills and Trades actually helped create Santa's new sled. You saw them come right there. And here he comes, the big man himself. He's talking to the crowd. We'll sit back and listen.
Merry Christmas, guys. Thanks for coming out. All right, let's make some noise! Hey, come back here, you guys! Ho, ho, ho! There we go. Merry Christmas! All right.
Santa's new ride, sponsored by BMO, a lovely new sled, and Conestoga Skilled and Trade. Look at this beautiful new sled. I love it. You see Rudolph right at the front there in Andy as well.
He's leading the way, that's right. We're not going to get lost in any kind of fog or bad weather. Oh, what was that, Santa? Okay. And thank you as well for the parade volunteers. We have snowflakes and snow princesses as well.
Thanks to our volunteers. Thanks for everybody for coming out. Thanks to everybody for watching on Rogers TV as the big man makes the final pass towards the end here. We want to thank the Lions Club of Kitchener-Waterloo, and wish you a safe and happy holiday season. For Andy Carroll Woolery, I'm Sean Ferfaro. Everybody have a happy holiday season.
Happy holidays.